Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to teach you how to spray transfer inside of Counter-Strike 2. This is one of the most important skills that you can master if you want to go from being a good player to a great player. Now, newer players, I wouldn't recommend that you learn how to spray transfer yet. If I were you, I would focus on learning the recoil patterns and just understanding spray control in general. Spray transferring is something that you're going to want to do when you've mastered the spray control, right? So I've done videos on this channel before. I've showed you guys how to do that. But today we're going to go into some more higher level concepts, stuff that I've learned from my professional scene here in NACS. So I think it's really important to learn this kind of stuff. It's things that are very complicated and we're not going to get overnight. So anything that you learn in this video today, I don't want you to rush it. It's going to take time, but spray transferring is very hard. But if we can learn a few key concepts, then it becomes a lot easier. So the first thing I want you guys to understand is that spray transferring and spray control should really be reserved for when we are in the close and mid range. Too many people, they'll try to spray transfer in situations where like an enemy picks up left side new box and right side. Guys, this is not the time where we should be trying to spray transfer. Could we hit them? Could we kill them? Yes. If we're very talented, if we're very good, we could. But in these long range situations, it always pays off to kind of just do burst, right? And isolate fights. If two people swing us, that's more where we can crouch and burst somebody to one side, and then we can isolate the fights. You don't want to be exposed when you're spray transferring, and ultimately spray transferring should be something that you fall back on. It shouldn't be something that you try to do, because if you're having to spray transfer, that means more than one enemy is peeking you, and generally that's not what we want inside of the game, right? We want to isolate our fights and make sure that we are making sure that we're only taking fights on the least amount of enemies possible, right? So let's talk about spray transferring, but first I have to give you a message from the sponsor of today's video.
Thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Skins Monkey. They are one of the greatest and easiest to use CS2 trading sites out there. You can swap out the skins you do not like for brand new ones that are so much more fresh. Even skins that are trade locked can be secured by adding them to your backpack. The greatest thing about the site is that you can buy skins for so much cheaper with a 35% deposit bonus when you use my code, COJO. Make sure to check out the freebie section where you can get a free skin just by completing tasks. On top of the bonuses, you also get a $5 bonus when clicking the link in the description.
The first thing I want you to do is try to visualize the spray pattern as you're doing it, right? So it's going to depend a lot if you get a clean kill or if it takes a few bullets to hit the enemy. In a perfect world, we hit the first guy with a headshot and just kill him, right? If we have an AK, he dies on our first bullet, and then we can just spray over like that. Why is that so easy? Because you guys know the spray pattern. Look at this. It goes straight up for the first like 8 to 9 bullets, right? Boom, 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 boom. It goes straight up. So if we instantly kill somebody, it makes it so much easier to just pull our crosshair over and move it down at the same time. The thing that you have to understand with spray transferring is you can never let go of that recoil, right? You can never let it get out of control, because then you're not going to be able to transfer. And that's why I recommend, if we don't know regular recoil control, we'll never be able to spray transfer. So we have to be able to visualize and just feel that recoil as we're moving our mouse over. So we get that first bullet, boom, like I said, you just keep it at chest level because the bullets are going to keep rising up. But say, it's not a clean kill, we have to hit them with multiple bullets. That's where we have to move over here. And as you saw right there, sometimes I'll use a crouch to help control it in the middle of it, because no matter where we are in our pattern, if we use a crouch, it really helps manage where we're at. If our bullets are getting too high, like say we got this kill and then we're transferring over and our bullets are just rising up, that crouch can, along with a mouse movement, can really help reset our crosshair and make sure we're in the right place. One of the biggest mistakes I see newer players making when they try to attempt this spray control is they move over and they just try to put their crosshair on the target, right? One, we shouldn't even be really looking at our crosshair when we're doing this. We should be looking at our target and understanding where our bullets are going to go. So with the AK, right, if we're shooting and doing this, as you can see, when I'm shooting this guy, my crosshair starts around here as the spray pattern is going up to the right, so that the bullets are going to start hitting the head, chest, right? And then move to the right, then move to the left. And I'm keeping my crosshair at this level, because if we go back to the pattern, we understand that the pattern does this, right? It goes up, but then it gets to a level where it just stays at the same point. Do we see this level? We no longer have to move our mouse vertically. Now we have to move our mouse horizontally, right? So it's going to change, depending on your distance. If we're far away, we're going to have to aim lower, right? So if we're here, our spray pattern is going to be all the way down on the ground here. But if we're closer, obviously this is going to be easier, because now we don't have to pull as far down, right? We can just be right here. Boom, look at all those bullets. They're just going to keep hitting him while we're aiming in this abdomen / thigh area. So it's very helpful to understand that. You're gonna just have to feel it out when it comes to the distances, and that comes with game sense and just understanding the game and just failing, right? If you go for a spray transfer at this range and you are aiming too high and go up here, well, now we know that's an easy fix, right? Now we know we need to pull down much more. And again, if you're struggling at first, utilize that crouch button, right? It's not a great habit to get into, but if we can utilize that crouch button, it at least pulls down our spray pattern and makes it a lot tighter. The only bad side is, if you watch the video that I just posted recently, is when we're crouching, we're very static with where we are, right? So that's why you'll actually see a lot of pros while they're doing these spray controls, they'll move to one side. So they'll move down and move to one side, and that makes it a lot easier. And also, like, say there's cover here, we're fighting these two enemies, we get that kill, we can start crouching to this side so that if we don't kill them, we're at least moving towards cover and we can reset and pop back up and kill them. A lot of times you'll have spray transfer opportunities when we mess up, right? So say we're over peeking brackets here and we accidentally peek both of these angles at the same time. This is where we kind of have to get used to spray transferring, because we're not going to just be able to, you know, click both the heads without them punishing us, right? So a lot of times when we over peek these angles, that's where we've got to be good at spray transferring, because we've put ourselves in this position. As I said earlier, you shouldn't really want to spray transfer. It's great. You have to learn how to do it if you want to play a higher level, especially as a rifler, but you don't want to have to spray transfer, right? But it's just really important to understand this concept. And if we can actually utilize our crouch button too and uncrouch, it makes this really hard to hit because we're uncrouching, crouching, uncrouching. And genuinely, like, one of the best ways you can improve your spray control is either getting into like a refrag server and putting bots here and just doing what I literally did at the first part of this video. Or if you don't have a refrag subscription, pulling up your own private server and literally just practicing, you know, on these different angles, right? So I'm acting like one target's there and the next one's there, or just on these common angles, right? So we're pre-firing left side and then we're going to go to the right side. So, you know, we're just envisioning two people double peeking us here and seeing what that would look like, right? And don't lose our, you know, basics of the game. Make sure we're always behind cover. We don't want to be in the open as much as possible, and you guys will be golden. Spray transferring is very difficult, right? And genuinely, the only way to get better at it is just doing it over and over and failing and getting used to where you need to move your crosshair. But again, I'll reiterate it. My biggest advice for all of you that are struggling a little bit is stop looking at your crosshair. Stop looking at your crosshair and put in more minutes, more hours, more whatever you need to do to the actual recoil control, because it will make your life easier. And then once you get, you know, kind of good at recoil control for one weapon, I'm telling you, it becomes a lot easier no matter what gun you're using to understand this spray control, right? You'll never catch me using the UMP. I'm not a player that uses this gun, but I could pick up this weapon and, you know, at least like go back and forth between his targets, right? I don't know the UMP recoil pattern. I don't care about it. I don't like this gun, but I could at least pick it up and do that, right? It's something that no matter what you're using, it's going to be a skill that you can utilize with any gun that you can just hold mouse one with, right? Because at the end of the day, we're just holding mouse one. We're not getting off of it, right? And it's something you can play around with too. Like, you know, if you're in a situation where multiple people are peeking you, right, you can really, like, you know, you can decide when it's worth it to spray and when it's not, right? You know, say we're in one of these spots and maybe we want to just peek up and burst instead of spray transferring, right? Or one thing you'll see players doing is sometimes they'll get caught out where they'll be in between a spray transfer and a reset, right? So they'll shoot this guy and then they'll try to transfer to that guy, but then their bullets are still not reset enough. They haven't given enough time for it to stop. So it's good to understand this recoil control too, because if we get into these situations, we still have to know where our pattern is when we're caught in the middle of this reset, right? Someone swings us after we got a kill, but we didn't have enough time to reset our recoil. Boom, we're still fine because we understand this concept. Definitely something that higher level players need to know. If you want to make it in this game, this is something that is vital to your success. So hopefully this rambling helped out a little bit. There's a lot of, you know, just like game sense, and like you just gotta put in time to learn the pattern. Nothing I'm gonna tell you is gonna make you a recoil master. It just comes down to you feeling your mouse and understanding where you need to move your hand at the end of the day. So appreciate every single one of you guys for watching. Thank you so much. Go ahead and check out the other videos on my channel. Hit that subscribe button. And if you made it this far in the video, go ahead and comment down below. I am a recoil master. So I'll catch you guys all later. Peace out.